almost another weekend again. So I'm feeling a little bit lazy this week. Mostly the only thing I really did was stay up late and sleep in. But it made the week go by slow, so that was a good thing. Ruby, thank you for explaining study leave to me. I think it's really cool that you guys get to not have school while you have exams. Here, they don't really care, and if you don't have an exam in one class, they honestly don't care if you have one in another. Good example of that was my brother was taking the AP exams, which are exams for the AP courses, which are the highest difficulty courses you can take. They basically give you college credits if you pass. So he had a couple of AP exams in 1 week, I think, and his American Studies class just still loaded on the homework, even though they know the kids have AP exams. We do have study periods at the high school. I never got any though, because most of them occur your senior year, seeing as you're done with the majority of your classes. But a lot of the times you see the seniors run around the hallways and coming in on classes to see their favorite teachers, because they had nothing else to do. Since most of them are over 18 too, they can leave the school and come back, I guess. Especially if they have a study period at the end of the day, they can just sign themselves out. Now for college, I wouldn't really call it study period. I honestly just think of it as time in between classes, but I did have some of that. And usually I came home just because I didn't really have anybody to hang out with or do homework with. And it's much easier when you can go home and eat and then just go back for your next class. But it's definitely going to be different when I actually get to a college that's not close, because being an hour away, I can't really drive home, except for on weekends. So that's going to be quite an interesting experience. Kate, I actually have heard of Panic at the Disco and have a couple of their songs. I had a friend who made me a CD once. I really like I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. I haven't heard much of their other stuff, but what I have heard was good, so I assume the band is pretty good in general. As for what I thought about this week's episode of Doctor Who, I loved it. I'm not really going to talk about it in full detail because nobody really said that they saw it. Don't want to spoil anything. I really liked that the Doctor got to talk to a certain somebody. That was really interesting, and I just liked that whole dynamic between it. I don't even really know the show that much and haven't been watching it that long, but it still felt like something that was really epic idea / moment. Felt like the characters I get to attach to things pretty quick. The ending was funny too. Let's just say when the TARDIS comes back online, that was pretty funny. Guy got what he deserved. So I think I'm gonna sign off now. I'm just kind of waiting for people to get home, and I'm going to go see Pirates of the Caribbean. Which I might have said this before, but everyone, especially my brother, keeps saying that the movie's gonna suck and it looks really bad and all that. And honestly, I disliked the third one, I'm not gonna lie. But it was still a great movie because the characters were still there. Actually, the only problem I had with that movie was some of the characters. Otherwise, I thought it was fine. The script wasn't bad. It was like, I was telling it to my friend, I was like, the second movie was okay, but it was epic. The third movie was but it was great. Because Jack was still there, Barbossa was still there and funny, and besides a couple characters completely going off the deep end, which just pissed me off, everyone else was fine, and they pretty much made it a good movie. As long as the fourth one is at least as good as the third one, it'll be a fine movie. So I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know how many of you like Pirates of the Caribbean, but if you do and you go see the movie, then tell me what you thought about it. Before I do go, though, I wanted to talk about Priest, because I did actually go and see that. I thought the movie was really good. It was actually better than I thought it was going to be, which I already thought it was going to be pretty awesome in the first place. My only problem with it was a little bit dark, but I'm almost positive that the 3D made it a little bit darker than it should have been. Not to mention the 3D should not have been there in the first place because there weren't that many moments in the film where it actually did anything, if there were any. But if you liked the concept of Van Helsing, not necessarily the whole movie because it's sort of like it, but completely different, then you will like this movie. If you like actiony, suspenseful type things, then you will like this movie. So I will see you all next week. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And don't forget to be awesome. Ruby, I will see you Monday.